Geyonim. Our prayers and our thanks to Hashem for the phenomenal miracles that Klal Yisrael, Am Yisrael is experiencing these days. I'm sure you follow the news like anybody else, and we hear these tens and tens and dozens and hundreds of rockets and missiles fall, and Baruch Hashem, more than damages not happening. Slightly here and there, but nothing major, Baruch Hashem. So we asked the Eibishter, but even this, enough, basta, it's enough. We had enough of those miracles. Give us already the big miracles. Let's give some tzedakah. You, Eibishter, L'cha Hashem tzedakah, you do the tzedakah, and give us the Beis HaMikdash. And then we'll be able to live meaningful life, fully meaningful life. In fact, there's a pasuk that says this week in the parsha, I call today upon heaven and earth as witnesses. The what? What are they witnessing? I said before you, blessing and curse. Life and death. And God says, please choose life. So that you and your children should live. Choose life. Do we need Torah to tell us to choose life? Isn't this a given? Isn't it the most basic natural instinct from anyone, any person, even animal? Everybody wants to live. Let me just tell you something. This past Sunday, as I was visiting someone in a local prison, and he was in maximum security section, and in maximum security, the max of the max, which is basically a tiny little cell, a bed, a chair, 4 walls, tiny window. Sit in this room or lie 23 hours on the 24, gets 1 hour to get out to take a shower, to make a phone call. Can't see anyone, no reading material, nothing. Just look at the bare 4 walls. So I came to visit this young man. Put on tefillin. We had a great conversation about the meaning of life. Even in this dungeon, suddenly we see guards and sergeants running. Next door neighbor, a cell over, someone was trying to commit suicide. They saved him. So then it's when it dawned on us the meaning of this pasuk. Choose life. Indeed, some people, unfortunately, because of distress, lack of purpose, loss of means, a loss of health, and they deem that life is not worth living. If I cannot have my joie de vivre, what's the point of living? So comes the Torah and tells us, Ubacharto b'chaim, choose life. Which kind of life? Life which is a bracha, life which is a blessing. A meaningful life. A life with purpose, of a higher purpose that is all over, at home and in prison cell. Story is told about the great chassid of the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Zushe Silberstein was his name, that the Alter Rebbe blessed him with wealth. And he says, Rebbe, I decline. I'm afraid it's going to affect my spiritual pursuit. Then the Rebbe says, I want to wish you a long life. And he says, Rebbe, on a condition that it should be living a meaningful life. Unfortunately, way too many of us are busy making a living and not living. Says the Torah, Ubacharto b'chaim. Choose this kind of life which has meaning, which has purpose, a higher purpose, We say every night, Ki heim chayenu v'oirech yomeinu, in the evening prayers. Because these are our life. I heard a beautiful little take. Heim is spelled Hey Mem. Hey corresponds to 5, meaning the 5 books of Torah. Mem obviously corresponds to concept of mitzvahs. Ki heim chayenu. This is what our life is. Torah, mitzvahs. Then it is eternal life. Now before Rosh Hashanah, let's make this commitment to live this kind of life. And this will bring us to the ultimate life, the life in the Beis HaMikdash. Today, Bezras Hashem.